You are here on purpose with a purpose by design. I'm so excited to have another one of these amazing authors on today, and someone that I also consider to be a soul sister and good friend. I'm excited to introduce to you my wonderful friend, Miss Dalia is in the house today. Hello, Dalia. Welcome.
Hello, Pamela. So excited. Every time we meet, it's a celebration.
Yeah, I think that too. We're celebrating today. We're celebrating this book. We're celebrating your chapter. We're celebrating your life. We're celebrating so many things. So much to be grateful for. And so why don't we start out with you telling us, who are you?
That's a good question. And I think it's going to take a lifetime to tell you who am I, right? So um, I'm a real player of life. First of all, I'm Dalia Ganzel. and but this is only a name, and it's only an identity I picked up in this lifetime. I'm a free spirit. I'm here, and it's not my first time around here. I'm a real player in life. I'm certainly not an observer. You know, I change is my real name. Yeah. Uh, I'm very close to my guidance. I I'm always on a call. I'm here on a mission. I'm constantly working to improve myself, to be open, to explore more of life. I recently learned that I'm a storyteller. And why am I saying that? Because when I paint, or when I take a photo, or when I write something, I'm telling a story. This is a story. Painting is a story. The picture is a story. And writing is a story. And I'm creative. And that is a theme throughout my life. I'm creative in every area that I'm involved with.
Mhm.
I'm here on a mission in life. I'm here to make this experience called life an meaningful experience for everyone. That means that it's for myself and it's for everyone around me. When somebody is near me, they are going to feel different, to think about life differently. And that's what I'm excited about. And I would also say that my comfort zone is be out of my comfort zone. I like to be challenged. I like to be out of my comfort zone. And these are the moments that I cherish the most in life.
I love that. That getting out of your comfort zone is your comfort zone. That is so powerful and something that everyone should um, adapt to. Because if your comfort zone is getting out of your comfort zone, then you're never going to be uncomfortable. Think about that. That,
And even if you do, think about living life like that.
yes.
It's a different game. Uh, you think about living life like that. So okay, you intimidated. You don't. I would not say that I'm not, but I am more focused on the excitement than on the fear. It's like, and I'm excited about being challenged. I'm excited about um, about being a real player. It's
Mhm.
different. It's a different experience when you're in the going to watch a basketball game and you're sitting in the audience. and you just watch them. There is energy and you have fun and everything, but think about those players that are really playing the game. They are playing all in. They are they are ecstatic. They are in the game. They don't even think of you. You're not there. It's only them and the excitement and the playfulness and their goals and it's a different way of living life.
They're
And that's
in the
what I
game.
wish for all of us.
That's beautiful. They're in the game.
In the
They're
game.
part of the game. They're
Yes.
not watching it.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
making the game happen.
Yes.
So powerful. And this is just our initial question of who are you? Dalia is someone that makes the game happen. She's in the game. She's here on purpose with a purpose. And
On purpose with a purpose. On purpose with a purpose. I love that.
that's what you are. That's who you are. That's who we all are. But
Yeah.
you acknowledge that and you live out of that vibe, out of that vein of
Yeah.
making change. I wrote down that you said change was your real name and that if you get near me, you're going to feel different.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking at the words above you, empowering creative leadership. So you get around Dalia and you're going to feel different because she is going to empower you creatively into leadership and to pursue that. Man, that is this is incredible. And like we haven't even hardly begun on this time together and I'm already going, wow. Woo! Okay, so the next question regarding the women of the power voice, I love the title, Women of the Power Voice. And of course, power voice, meaning that we were all part of Les Brown's power voice system, Les Brown and John Tallarico, but we sat at the knee of Les Brown, right? And we learned how to tell our stories, how to use our voice powerfully for good, right? To make a difference in the world. So when you heard the name, the Women of the Power Voice, those words, not necessarily the title, and when you hear it today, what do you think of?
To tell you the truth, I was not, I didn't think that I have a story worth telling. I wanted to write a book or books or series for years, but I didn't think that anybody out there care about my story and that I have to something to contribute to somebody else's life. So I saw Les Brown's ad, on Facebook, and it's like the words, "Come hunt me." They he didn't let me go from the screen. And he said, "Dalia, you should be here. Dalia, you should be here. Dalia, you should be here." His words I mean, I was hunted. It's not that I didn't even think about it. I forgot about it. So Les Brown, I didn't sign up for the program. He signed me up. I had to pay, but he signed me up. That's for sure. He decided, or somebody, or something, or there was a reason why I was there. But I have to tell you, Pamela, I didn't come with the right mindset. I was afraid all the time. I listened to other people's story and I thought, Dalia, you should better shut up because you don't have anything to contribute. I was ready every Tuesday. I was ready with my story. Never spoke, never tried, even the slightest. I was too intimidated. And I'm saying that not because I want anybody's pity. I'm saying that because if somebody out there if there is a smallest chance that you feel the same about your life, about your story, stop it right here and there. Because I had to go through all the program of the Women of the Power Voice and go through the TIR and go through Pamela, which opens up everything for me. And Pamela did it for me. Somebody out there will do it for you, because everybody has this someone that he resonates with, and that he is this channel. He is a channel that will help you manifest. I don't care who you are going to work with, you just do it. I don't care who is your channel, as long as you find it and you go for it with all your heart, because you deserve it. The way I feel today is nothing like I felt before. Nothing. And it's so powerful. And I want to thank you, Pamela, for that. I appreciate you. I want to thank God for hooking up us together, for the chance to be inspired. And the Women of the Power Voice. The Women of the Power Voice is just an example for first of all, it means that the Women of the Power Voice is a small group of about 50 people, or the larger group would be 100 people, or maybe a few hundreds or 1,000. But all the women in the world and all the people in the world has stories. They are powerful, and they can inspire someone somewhere at some point.
Yes.
So, yes. And the main thing is not even the story. I'm telling you, I don't care about the story, a specific story. I just know that when you open, first of all, for me, okay, we are talking about me. For me, it was a therapeutic process. I healed through this process. I healed myself from a story that I practically wanted to hide from myself and from the world. It takes energy to hold on to something, to be afraid that somebody out there will know about that. It takes energy, and it's not good for you. It can make you sick. So I released it, and I'm healed, and I'm open, and it's okay, and I surrender to the process. And it was so powerful for me. First of all, the minute I released it, I felt so good. I felt so free, and I just realized it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Why should anybody be ashamed for anything? Why? It's because if you think about it, and you know that life is supporting you, it's not against you. Everything is working for you. And if
Yes.
you know that and you understand that, why won't you want to hold on to something? Why don't you want to be free? And I mean free in the full meaning of the word, just to be able to have to explore life when you are free. It's different than, just think about your body. If you're, how do you say, stiff? If you're all stiff, or you're open, and you're energetic, and you move around, it's a different way
Yes.
of experiencing life. So Les Brown and you, Pamela, you gave me a second chance on Les Brown, and I cannot thank you enough for that, and I thank myself to take this opportunity and to go. And what I loved about the process of the Women of the Power Voice, I loved the unity. I love the sisterhood. I love the support. I love that you triggered us and you challenged us and you make us. I didn't know what's going to happen. You didn't know what's going to happen. They didn't go. So we were we were just alert and open to learn what is this process going to bring to our lives, and it brought us it challenged us to be better in any way, and the the mindset around it, the mindset, the positivity, the unity and the support was incredible. And you can feel that in the all the interactions around, and I believe the outcome shows more than anything that it was a great experience for everybody. um, Women of the Power Voice is the power of the people,
Oh,
the power of the people. And if I may say one more thing about that, I feel that this time that we live in, it's the power of the people more than ever.
more than ever. Man, that really hits the nail on the head, that it is the power of the people. And yes, there's ever been a time for people to unite with one voice, one power, right? It's now. It's now. That's what we need to be doing. That was really, you said you dropped some amazing gold nuggets. So I'm going to circle back to a couple of them here. You said you came in to the Power Voice system and you hid, but you came out to where you are today, healed. And I wrote that down. Came in, hid, came out, healed.
Healed and empowered.
And
Healed and empowered.
how amazing is that? And then after you said hid and healed and empowered, the next thing you said is that now you just want to empower others like that. So that Dalia, the persona of what you were is absolutely not who you are today.
Absolutely.
That person that was hiding, that felt that their story wasn't valid, nobody would listen to them, whatever the committee was trying to tell you, is absolutely not who you are. You are a product of the product here. The essence of the change that happens when, number one, you surrender and you're ready to do it. And you said just that. You said, why would I want to stay unhappy? Why wouldn't I want, you use the word release. You said, why would I want to hold on to all this stuff when life wants me to empower change, when life wants me to help change the world? If change is my name, then why would I hold on to any of this stuff? But when you said release, it struck me, like I was like, oh, that word, that's a word right there. And a lot of people will say that, will say the word release, release that, or release the dog, or whatever. But you used it in a unique way. And I was wondering, would you unpack it a little bit more for us? When you say that you released all that you were hiding under or behind, when you released all those negative thoughts, take us on a little bit of a journey about what does that mean? Somebody that's holding on to that today and they're going, I don't know how to release. What does release mean? How do you explain that to them?
With pleasure. And the whole point of this conversation, if you ask me, is to help someone out there to make the right decision with their life. I believe that people sometimes, even when they are great people and doing great stuff, they're in some areas of life they're stuck. They don't want to stay stuck. They want different results, but they're stuck. So, okay, what happened to energy flows in the body, and when it's stuck in some place, you get a disease, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when it happens in life, you get a disease in life. It's not good when the energy is not flowing. The energy should be flowing all the time. And if you're stuck, it's not just a small thing. You have to understand that you have a disease. It's an illness in life. Life should be flowing, and if it goes well, you're going in a spiral, flowing in a spiral up. But if you're stuck, and for a long time, and with the writing I was stuck for about 15 years, and with speaking in English publicly I was stuck about 10 years. So for me, maybe more, I'm writing English very well. I'm expressing myself perfectly in writing, but when I speak, I always think it's not good enough. And for me, it was a challenge. Doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. It was a challenge. So if you stay there, watch TV, and keep on to your to being stuck, you're not going anywhere. But if you challenge yourself with small steps, not big steps. For me, it was a jumping off a cliff, but because that's how I like to live life. I like jump off cliffs, but for you it can be small steps, and small steps that will lead you to where you need to be. But don't give up. Don't give up. Don't let it intimidate you in a way that you are frozen, that you cannot do anything. And also take a mentor, work with someone, like we had a group that will support you, a person that will support you, because we all need some kind of support. We cannot do it all alone. Okay, sometimes it can be your parent at some point in life, and some other time it can be a friend, but most likely you will need a professional support. And these days it's already known that the people, the most successful people, needs a coach, a mentor, as someone to support them so they can go all the way to success.
Yes.
But about releasing, what do we really release? We release something that it's an illusion.
Hmm.
We release the illusion. There is nothing there. And nobody says, I mean, you ask me, this is a process I went through. I went through nothing. Nothing has changed. Nothing has really changed. I didn't study better English. I didn't study to write. I didn't study anything. I just released the fears, the negative talking. I released the being criticized. I released all these things. Why do I care about them? If I can just release that and improve and be happy and take out of my presence and give them to the world.
Hmm. Wow. Amazing. And I wrote this down. Release the illusion. Oh my gosh, Dalia. That's like out of the ballpark. You sent it. These things that keep people with this stinking thinking, that same thing playing over and over again, telling them not good enough, not strong enough. It's an illusion, which is an acronym of fear, false evidence appearing real, right? So it is an illusion. What an incredible revelation to come to in your life, to realize you were made for more than this. There's got to be more than this. I have a purpose that I'm here. I'm scared to talk. I'm fearful. All those things you said, we go through them. In fact, in the Bible, Joshua was told by God himself, be courageous, which means face your fear, and then you will find good success. It wasn't until Joshua could have read the good word and memorized it all back and forth, which of course he's told to do, but he didn't just say do that. He said, and be courageous. So that he had to release the fear that he wasn't going to be able to follow in Moses's footsteps. And he needed to own his life, own his calling, get rid of the illusion, embrace who you are.
Embrace who you are.
Oh my gosh.
Who you are. Embrace who you are.
Yeah.
If this is the only thing we can ask someone to really understand what life is and ask the big questions. Don't settle for the news. Don't settle for it is what it is. Don't settle for the five senses. Don't settle for the illusion. Just be the full creator that you are. If you can attach to that, miracles are a daily and hourly manifesting in your life.
Yes. Miracles are the norm.
Are the norm. Absolutely.
They are the norm. Manifesting in your life. Wow, that is so powerful. And one other thing that you mentioned, and I want to circle back to it, just because I want to give you kudos and praise. You said you were very confident in your writing English, but that you were, you're still working on your speaking English. I want to say to you that I absolutely love the way you talk. And I love your accent. I love the way you pronounce words. And I think your English is absolutely amazing, hands down. And that English is not your first language. It's not your first language. I believe your first language is my favorite language.
It's Hebrew.
Yes.
It's Hebrew, and I'm proud of that. I'm so proud of that. And in Hebrew, I am like I'm an artist in Hebrew, but it comes to English and there comes, by the way, I was working in Motorola Solutions in a management position, and my boss, he was very, he was a high quality person, and he told me, Dalia, the company in Israel was about 35,000 people. It's like I'm talking about a huge company, and there were managers that was international managers, and he says you are writing the most beautiful, and he says it was I don't remember the word he described it, but your letters are so professional. Yeah, he says so professional. And I was amazed because truth, I'm an autodidact. I learned everything by myself.
Wow.
Everything, Pamela. By the previous work before Motorola, I had to ECI, international company as well. I had to write a report every night. I used to look at the dictionary and write until 11 p.m. I couldn't get up until I made it perfect. And technology was not used like today. So it was challenging, believe me. And I did it because my standards are high and I met up to my standards, and I wrote, that's how I learned. I'm an autodidact. There is nothing in life I cannot learn. Nothing.
That is so powerful. And more people need to hear exactly what you just said, because so many live under a false ceiling, And in our home, we had to have ceiling patched at one point. And when we had to have some of the ceiling knocked out, they said, "Oh, this is a false ceiling." Like we kept it mostly for heating purposes, because having those really high can be difficult in the cold land where I'm at in Minnesota. But it was a false ceiling. When you could knock that out and go up high, you go, "Oh my gosh, there's so much more potential." And I was thinking of that as you were talking and saying that you taught yourself and you learned this and you had this a standard. There was no false ceiling. And I think for a lot of people, they have been groomed and fashioned that way, where they limit themselves. And what I'm hearing over and over coming out of you is not to live beyond your limits, to get out of the limits. But this is not something that you're just standing up, rah, 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 speaking about, shouting about, preaching about, whatever word you'd want to use. You're doing all of that, but it's coming out of experience.
Yes.
Everything is coming out of your experience, going back to saying you're a product of the product. That's amazing. Going to another country, for me to go to another country and to begin to, I have to teach myself the language. That would be a ceiling I have to work through, because here in America, we are pretty much taught English, and English is your language and the whole world speaks it. So you don't need to learn anything else. And then when you do, you have to work through that paradigm, which in so many other places in the world, that paradigm isn't. People speak 3, 4, 5, 8, 12 different languages. So, I think it's amazing what you have accomplished, what you're still accomplishing, and that not even the sky is the limit, is what Dalia is saying there. She says the sky isn't even the limit. There's so much more for all of us. And she is speaking out of her experience of coming from a place of being hid, not knowing how to speak the language or write the language, and technology not where it is at today. You couldn't just Google it. Having to sit down with the old-fashioned paper dictionary, right? And having to look up the word and not just go, hey, Google, right? And how to pronounce it. You actually had to, and then you didn't understand all of that because there was a language barrier. So it's saying short A, long A, to what does that mean, right? And having to navigate through all of that. Well, look at where it has brought you today, and look at what you're doing today. Here we are together today, all because you were not going to settle for an illusion.
Yeah, Pamela, another thing.
Wow.
Another important thing, just about what you just said. You said it came out. It came out of me. This is me, and I want to say to everybody. This is one of my passions. Okay, to tell everybody, nothing is outside of them. Nothing is outside of them. It's all within them, and they already have everything that they need to shine and and flourish and prosper. I don't know, how to say that in a better way, but they already have everything they need. And the only thing I would recommend is to fire the flame inside. Nothing is outside. And if there is something that I'm so passionate about, is to change the followers' mentality, meaning somebody else knows better than me, somebody else has the answers, somebody else will tell me what to do, somebody else has something that I probably don't have.
Yeah.
You do have. You do, and you're the only one that has it perfectly. Maybe they have their ideas, but you know your spirit, your higher self, you know best what's the right thing for you. And as long as you go inside and not outside, ask the questions inside, they will come to you. Ask the questions, they will be revealed. If you study Kabbalah for years and you learn, so it's not the wisdom is not that complicated. The wisdom is very simple. Wisdom is very simple, and the most important thing you learn is that you have to have this burning desire. If you have the burning desire, you will figure out anything.
Yes.
Did you listen to Elon Musk?
Oh,
Elon Musk. He says he doesn't know anything, but he figured it out. He figured out. He figured out, and he will figure out anything because he's curious enough, and he asks the questions, and he gets the answer. That's it. And he reach out. He reach out to those who has knowledge, specific knowledge. He reach out to them. He gets the support he needs, and he keeps going. So the only thing we need to do is to ask big questions, precise questions, get the answers, and move on. That's it. It's all here. We don't have to go anywhere.
So incredibly true. It's all within us. There is a man in South Korea, last name is Cho, and he is a pastor of this little church of like 30,000 people in South Korea. Anyways, when you said that, what you said, I thought of him because he took a lot of heat for a statement that he made. And that was, everything you have need of, God has already put in you. And there was an example of a bicycle, some little kid and praying for a bicycle. And Cho said, the bicycle's in you, son. You just need to pull it out. And that was where he started taking heat for it, because how can you pull out a bicycle, But what we're talking about is the vision and the purpose, and all then necessary for that vision and purpose to come to fruition. All of it is within you. That's why it's important to meditate, to have gratitude, to pray, to see it finished from the beginning. And as Dalia put here today, ask.
It's the most important thing. And burn.
Beautiful.
Burn the flame.
Yes.
Put some air in the flames.
Yes.
Don't be phlegmatic.
Yeah, right.
Just sit there and wonder on your phone, on your laptop, or on the television. burn the flames
Yes.
of. And also, I just one thing, just to, if somebody is listening out there, I really would like you to know, when you're asking for something and God doesn't provide with the same thing that you're asking for, thank Him for that too.
Yes.
Because you don't always know what is the right thing for you. You don't have enough perspective to see the all the way.
Yeah.
You just see you're very limited as a human being. We are limited, and He probably has a wider perspective. He sees for years to come and ages to come, which we cannot see. So if something is not happening, just be thankful for that and say that you know that life is working for you,
Yes.
supporting you, showing you the right way.
You've mentioned a few different times the importance of saying. That's an important part of who you are. And I am an important part of who I am. But you are so good at expounding on these things. For those that are listening, watching today, that are thinking, yeah, but life isn't working for me, and everything's just falling apart. Why is this woman? Why are these women? Why are they telling me to say it's coming together and it's falling together when clearly it's not? What do you have to say to that person today who this is a completely foreign concept, or they just think it sounds nuts?
First of all, I love that. If that sounds nuts, look at your life. If that sounds nuts, why do you care? Come be nut. Come join the nut club. The nut club is better than where you are now. Believe me, don't care how you want to call it. I don't mind whatever you think. It's better than where you are right now. It's a different ball game. It's a different atmosphere. It's a different way of life. And just try it. You don't like it, go back to your sofa. Don't just give yourself a chance. You don't have a chance right now. You don't have any chance. Just if you keep on doing whatever is it you're doing, and there is a small voice that you don't even listen to right now, telling you, hey, wake up, just don't give up just now. Wake up, listen to this voice, because he might stop soon. He might give up on you because you gave up on yourself too. So just give yourself a chance, and you'll find a whole different playground. A whole different playground. And as long as you're here and you breathe, as long as you're here and you breathe, don't give up on yourself.
That is so powerful. Come and join the Nut Club. And if you don't like it, go back to your sofa. I love that. And listen to that still small voice and respond to it. Because you don't want that still small voice to quit speaking to you, right? Yeah. As a parent, I can so connect with that. As a wife, I can connect with that. As a friend, I can connect with that, what you said. Because there is a time when you speak, whether it's to your children, clean up your room, do your schoolwork, come when you're called, whatever, or it is to a friend where you're calling them, you want to talk to them, you want to be with them, or it is even in a communication with your spouse or whoever. Then there's a time when you stop speaking because you're not being heard. Or for me, my peace matters most to me because, well, Dalia, we understand that importance of that vibration and keeping dis-ease away, right? And that life dis-ease. So mental awareness of my peaceometer is huge to me. And if I don't feel that my words, which to me, words are eternal, and if I'm not going to waste my faith energy on something that is a lost cause, right? So if I come to that place where I'm like, okay, I'm not talking anymore, I'm not calling anymore, I'm not doing this anymore, in order to keep myself centered the right way, I understand what you're saying. I will stop talking because I'm not going to talk to somebody who's not going to listen. And there are times in all of our lives with a friend, with a spouse, with a child, an adult child, whatever, whoever that might be, a boss, a coworker, where they're not listening, whether it's forever or if it's just in that moment. And we have to make up our mind. Are we just going to continue to blah, 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 and just get mad? I'm so mad they're not listening to me. I'm going to ask them again. I'm just going to get mad again. Well, no, we can do that, or we can make a different decision. And so thinking that thought, and you said, so that that small voice doesn't stop talking to you. Like, when I stop talking, it's because I'm done. I'm not mad at you. I'm just not going, I'm going to talk to someone. I'm going to go over here and talk to this person because they're going to listen. And that's what I thought of when you said that still small voice will continue. But at some point, if we're not going to respond, then we might not hear that voice anymore. And that's not to cause somebody here to think, oh, because the minute you want to listen, you'll hear the voice again. So it's not like, you're on your own, bye-bye. When you're ready, the teacher appears, right? When
Yes,
you're
but there is one point that it's very important in just what you said.
Yes.
When you're numb, and there are times in life that we are numb, we
Yes.
are now. What happened is you lose time, right? You
Mm-hmm.
lose
Yeah.
life. It's your life. Time is life. So at that times, it's like you're throwing your life away. It's
Wow.
this is the point. This is the whole point. At
Mm.
these times, and if you let yourself put, you know, stretch these times, so there are gaps of times that you don't really live. So,
Mm.
and then you come to 120, you look back and you say, I could do much more, or I can be much more, or I can express much more, and I could make a difference in a large scale. But you don't. Why you don't? You don't because you didn't understand that in
Mm.
every gap that you had, when you're numb and you're not playing life, in when you're connected, you are just you are dead in a way, because and you don't appreciate life at these times. You don't appreciate the fact that you are given your breath. You don't appreciate when you live like that. You don't appreciate life.
No.
This is why it's so important to be surrounded by people that understand that and will not let you be, will remind you, just from looking at them, you will be reminded that you have to wake up.
Mm-hmm. That is so good. So when you go numb, when you're not listening to the voice, when you're not asking yourself, you are losing life. You've stepped out of the game. And again, all of us have done that. We've had things go on, but getting this revelation of understanding, you see, this is how people come to the end of this life and they think, wish I should have, I have regrets. And we have this awareness right now that we can say, no regrets, no regrets, and jump in and do everything that Dalia has been saying today to do. My gosh, Dalia, time has just flown by in our hour together, and
Oh, no.
we are looking like we are going to have to start to wrap down. But before we do that, I want to ask you, is there anything else that's just sitting on right here on the surface and you're like, I need to mention that? Is there anything else bubbling up in you that you want to share?
People at 120, people will always tell you that they regret only what they didn't do. They never regret what they do.
Right, right.
And I want to encourage anyone that's feeling detached or separated from their source, from their core, to wake up, to ask the big questions, because speaking, asking creates something, create a vibration, when you speak, you use more senses. And what can we do? We live in this five senses sphere that that we need to speak and to listen to ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's like, so we speak, uh, we we have to speak, we have to ask the questions, we have to flare the fire.
Yes.
I want to speak to those who are too stuck in the five senses to start developing or to continue developing their relationship with the creation. I would like to encourage everybody to that are living in an automatic mode, to
Wow.
stop and start listening and acting immediately when they listen to the voice of the creator, of themselves, of their higher self, whatever. Just start acting immediately. And why acting immediately? It's very simple. Because if you don't act immediately, these people are going to make a party. Don't let them start talking. Just do before they start talking, because it's hard when to battle all them together.
That is so powerful. Speaking, asking creates the atmosphere for miracles. It creates creation. It creates and act immediately. Oh my gosh.
So this, I'm talking about empowering creative leadership, and creative should be there because it's this connection to the creator. And I don't think creativity is only for artists. I think creativity goes as a theme in all areas of lives, and I believe that it's so important to be creative, and there is a way to learn and to empower yourself with creativity. I wish to speak more about leadership and the importance of being a leader in your life, and to lead your life. And so it's a start of a series, I believe. So I have a present for the new year for your audience. if you want to share it, I would love to. I prepared a small booklet or small workbook of how to wrap up this year and how to prepare for the next one. So you start your year energetic, focused, and clear about what you're going to encounter next year, because it's all about shooting to the star, to this star, and being clear to how to get there. My Kabbalah teacher always says, okay, you want to get there, there are a few ways to get there, not one way. The straight way would be the best way, right? But this is only when you're clear about your about what you want. The other way is to take the long way, and the long way, you get lost in the way. You don't remember where you're going if you take the long way.
Yeah, right.
You get lost in the way. There comes the bump, and the tire is breaking, and you say, oh, it's too far. Maybe you will go a different way, and you get lost. So work with someone that can help you go where you want to be.
Yeah.
And be flexible, be positive, be energetic about it, be enthusiastic about it. Go for life.
Go for life. That is beautiful. And thank you for the free gift. And all y'all, how to get that is in the description. But you definitely want this free gift to encourage you. You've sat and listened to her for 50 minutes now. So you understand a little bit about why I was saying you are empowered to be here today. And I have taken so many notes, Dalia. Oh my gosh, page after page here of all the gold nuggets you've dropped. Thank you so much for being here today, my friend. I just love you so much. Thank you for sharing. And I want to go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want to thank you, Pamela, for the opportunity. I just want to say I didn't even touch a fraction of what I wanted to share today, but it's okay. I always love to speak to you, no matter where, when, and I'm feeling thankful, and let's talk again.
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here, Dalia. And I want to thank all of you for showing up again and for listening and viewing. And I have a favor to ask. Les Brown always says, like it and share it. So I believe that what Dalia has shared here today is very likable and shareable. And this message to empower people, you heard all this today, should go around the world. So will you help me help Dalia and I share it? Will you help us by clicking and sharing, liking and commenting? And let's take this message all over and show the world that this kind of teaching is necessary. This kind of empowerment is necessary. I'm grateful for you all to be here. And as always, you are here on purpose with a purpose, by design, not by default. So go on out there and be the salt and the light everywhere you go.
Well, hello there.
Pamela Henkel is the founder of the Purpose Center. Pamela is a mindset mentor, author, speaker, minister, and transformation coach. Her weekly podcast, international radio show, and television show are a lifeline that changes lives and inspires people to discover their individual potential through realizing their purpose by design. Pamela is a natural motivator and has shown many how to find their niche and transform their lives. Although success is an uphill battle, Pamela gives the necessary strategies to flourish, cheering you on every step of the way. Pamela shares from her personal experiences, education, and life as a woman in leadership, utilizing decades of knowledge. Taking the approach of, let's have coffee and chat, she will awaken your dreams and purpose by design. Are you ready for Pamela to help guide you? Email us at purposewpamela.office@gmail.com or go to her website at purposewithpamela.com.